Hey, thanks for tuning in today. I've just delivered my final webinar of the year. I still haven't completely finished work. I've got some meetings actually over the next couple of days. I've got a proposal I've got to do. There's a bit on, and I don't really think I'm going to cleanly wrap things up by the end of the week. I'm meant to be writing a newsletter that goes out tomorrow, but I think I'm just going to pause on that and send it out Monday. I know people may not read it, but I just need some more time. I just don't know about the timing of doing things this week, given what's going on. And I was going to do like an article that really summed up articles from this year, but I just think, anyway, I'll work on something better, give myself some more time. I know people enjoy the Friday morning read. I'd be surprised if anyone actually emails me about it, but we'll see. But if you don't get it, that will be in your inbox early next week, maybe even over the weekend. Let's see how we go. Might be fun to get a Sunday email. So one thing I wanted to talk about today, based on the webinar, was this really easy way to get buy-in on an idea. And it was demonstrated in today's call. It worked so beautifully. And that is, here's what you said. 3 words, 4 words, or easier. What I mean by that is, I can't really go into too much detail with this client, but they're working on they're working up a new identity for next year. Like they're working on a new team identity and like where their value is and, their value proposition for their business as well. And what we did on the last quarterly call was actually got everyone involved. So they've got a globally distributed team. We got their feedback. We went through a process of doing that. And then in the background, in between the last quarterly call and yesterday's call, the leaders went away. They did, I've got to say, a tremendous job. So what I had was like a lot of different sayings, got them to define certain things. And like there was a lot of raw data that we collected from going around and gathering feedback. And so what they put together, I was just incredibly impressed by how simple, succinct, clear it was, how it was also kind of aspirational. They just did a tremendous job. But anyway, as the leader of this project was presenting it back to everyone on the call yesterday, that this is like the next time they've been engaged in the process. And so what I love about that, firstly, is the timing. They didn't just go like, oh, let it go and then slip into next year or provide an update, because that's the worst thing you can do. So if you're trying to get feedback from people and socialize it, the worst thing, it can do more damage doing that and then not sharing what you've done or giving people an update. Don't even socialize or try to get feedback if you're not going to do anything with it. But the timing on this was perfect. There was actually a deliverable at the end of it that they should be very proud about. But when she shared it back, she had a slide and it said, here's what you said. And she highlighted certain elements from it, some key patterns. And as someone, like I was hosting the call, but just seeing that, I was like, it's such a smart way to open it, as opposed to, hey, here's what we've determined it is. There was a beautiful story around, we saw what you said, replaying it back to them. And I think people understand, what was really powerful about this as well was actually the alignment on what people wanted and didn't want. And so I think, it was just a really nice way to see that. And so I use this, I wouldn't say trick, I use this skill, I use this way of working a lot in terms of socializing and replaying, here's what you said. But of course, to be able to do that, you have to be open to feedback. You can't just do it and be like, oh yeah, you said this, but I'm going to do it this way. And if you do, because sometimes you do have that authority and that's okay as well, but just be open with that and go, hey, here's what you said and here's where I think this potentially, I think this is where we're potentially headed. So yeah, just by, that's probably another myth as well, is when you go out to get feedbacks that you have to incorporate everything. You don't. What she did very cleverly was actually like highlight key ideas as opposed to everything and talk to each point. And she really demonstrated the clever link between what they had said and then what the leadership team had decided. So yeah, just lovely to watch. Just thought I'd share that as something. I know we're getting really towards the end of the work here. So who knows, maybe I'll talk about toilets again like I did on Monday's episode, but I just wanted to share that as it was top of mind. I'm going to be spending a lot of the summer break in Australia writing based on yesterday's episode about getting that book deal. So it's a nice time to write because you don't get distracted by a lot of the inbound inquiries from clients. It's also hard to write because everyone's in sloth mode. And I'm sure there'll be a couple of days where I'm in sloth mode too. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll speak to you tomorrow.